All right, welcome everybody to the show. Hope everybody is enjoying their weekend. And it looks like we are clear to go. So, let's go ahead and get right down to it. Hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. And so we have here today for you another episode of How to Succeed, episode 8, entitled Stop Being Selfish. That's right. Such an important topic in a world of greed, jealousy, betrayal, dishonor, ungratefulness, shamelessness, trolls, and narcissists. Are there any honorable people left in our world? I question. Because I'm here to help. I'm doing my part. And, I actually go around watching other YouTubers out there give their advice. But very few are actually giving advice on how to improve the state of our world. It just seems like they're out for just profit, and that's it. Just drama themes or repeated themes. There's a place for everything, but I'm asking, is there truly anybody out there trying to help the state of our world? Even truther channels have gone to drama-based topics. So, yeah, that's my question. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find a channel that's really dedicated to doing that. So here's my channel, all about here to help you, or to help anybody you may know who may need my help. So, hopefully you consider this channel a true rare gem. Save it in your favorites, just in case YouTube does disconnect you. It's known to happen. Alright, let's see what we have here. Alright, so there's a huge difference between being selfish and selfless. The biggest difference is putting others before yourself. However, only people who deserve your help, not just anyone. I've actually recently made that mistake. For instance, within the First Amendment auditing circus community, I actually put others before myself, and that didn't work out so well. So don't put anybody out there. You can't be too generous, unfortunately, these days, because they will betray you. They'll mistake your kindness for weakness. Trust me. You have to establish a certain amount of trust with someone that's more than just a few days or a couple of weeks or even a month. You can't just go out there trusting anybody. So when it comes to being selfless, you can't just be selfless with everybody. You see the connection there? So selflessness is really directly linked with being an honorable person, a giving person. So be very careful, especially in a relationship. Somebody you just met, they could tick all the check boxes. They could be like, oh my goodness, this is the perfect person. Careful. You're not there yet. Looks can be deceiving. Synchronization still has to be made. And like I said, that could take normally 10 years before you even start throwing around the term soulmates. That's just the reality of it. There's so much betrayal and dishonor out there. They might be nice to you this day and then toss you under the bus tomorrow. And especially online. You can't just trust anybody online. Offline, this doesn't happen to me at all. But online, it's a zoo, it's a circus. So be very careful who you choose to trust online. Just word of advice. I know you probably heard about this before, but it's worth repeating. So there's a big difference there. All right. Unfortunately, these days, selfishness is at an all-time high. Everybody is out for themselves. So there's plenty of betrayal and misery. Keyword misery. while the level of dishonor is simply through the roof. In fact, I could simply call these future generations generation selfish. I've seen little kids complain that they didn't get enough gifts for Christmas. Little kids complaining that they didn't get enough gifts for Christmas, or it's just always something so petty. And yeah, that's the reality. Unfortunately. So this is what we're dealing with. This is a worldwide problem, actually. Mainly in the Western world, but no, it can be noticed worldwide. Corruption is getting more and more as the years pass by. But, for example, another instance of selflessness, if you can help a homeless person, for example, that's great. But that's not the only form of selfless action one can take in this situation. Sometimes we need to take it a little bit step further in this case, all right? So it's okay to toss money at the problem, but you're just going to keep seeing more and more homeless people as the time goes by. So if you really want to do your part in this category of helping homeless people, for example, then you're going to have to go a step further to really make yourself feel good. If anything, go the extra mile by helping a homeless person find a job so they can stop living on the streets. There you go. If they are not a con artist, of course, then yes, these people do deserve your help. The real homeless people. Sometimes it can be hard to discern between the real homeless and the con artists. But the sad fact is that there's a lot of fakers out there. Unfortunately, these are desperate times, as always. So just be aware of that. Just like you shouldn't be selfless to everybody, just by default. Be very careful when you choose to help selfless, homeless people in this case, because yes, they could be con artists. Sorry. And there's no real regulation of that either. It's just, you got to go by your instincts, your intuition. Simply tossing money at the problem will only prolong the inevitable until a major change is finally made. But check up on people you decide to help to make sure they're progressing. There's only so much you can do. I mean, we can't be the Superman of the world trying to help everybody and solve every single problem, but I mean, it's a generous thing to give homeless people, for example, as an example of selfless behavior. But it's not everything. I mean, anybody can give money to a homeless person, but I just wanted to touch bases on this because, yes, being generous is being selfless. But this isn't the only form of generosity. But I did want to touch bases on this one because it's one of the obvious 101 examples. Selflessness in a relationship means comforting your partner as much as possible. In this case, a foot massage. If you don't know how, learn. It's a great talent to acquire. So, you might be asking, why a foot massage? What's so important about a foot massage? Well, every single nerve ending of your body is in those feet. So if you learn how to master that, hey, you can bring your partner great pleasure. Now, men, it's debatable whether men are, like it or not, but I'm just giving a prime example here. Men out there, comfort your wives, comfort your girlfriends, your significant other, right? Learn how to master a technique that you may not know too well. I mean, learn something, right? Progress. All right. So it goes without saying, giving each other massages and constantly showing signs of affection with hugs and kisses is also selfless behavior. So it's selflessness 101, because a healthy couple is one that constantly gives and receives love. It really is that simple if you wish to maintain a healthy relationship. There's so many marriages out there. I mean, not to mention the sexless marriages, but that's just really sad. So many marriages out there where they're just arguing and they're bored, all this negative energy. Instead of learning something to be more productive, more exciting, because just imagine if both of you are fantastic through the roof, then there wouldn't be any boredom, there wouldn't be any arguments because both of you are happy, right? But instead, well, laziness, ignorance, that's why they have the term ignorance is bliss. Don't be ignorant. Don't be lazy. Learn something new that can benefit you and your partner. All right? It really is that simple. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Perhaps friends and family need someone to listen to, their concerns. Learn to listen to every single detail. If that's the case, learn to listen to every single detail. Be productive. Be a problem solver whenever possible. Don't just be like, oh, that's your problem. Or go talk to so and so. I mean, if you don't have the time, yeah, I understand. But if you have the time, learn to develop a certain level of patience. Having a great level of patience, amount of patience rather, is also being selfless. Because it's about putting priorities straight, getting your priorities in order. So those you claim to love and care about, show them some affection, show them some love. Otherwise, you don't care about them. You don't love them at all. So, I mean, if you're a father or a mother, always ask your child, if you have children, how their day was. I don't care how little they are. Their day is just as important as your day. And that's what we went over in yesterday's stream about school versus freedom. I mean, they're going through their own levels of stress. And you brought them into this world. The least you could do is comfort them by talking with them. You'd be surprised how many parents don't even talk with their children. Ask them how their day was. What did they learn in school? No, they just say, you're doing good in school? Okay. And that's it. That's just really poor parenting. So, just keep that in mind. All right. Interact with people in a positive way, especially those who want to help change our world back to a more peaceful, loving reality. These people are the only hope for a better future. So if you don't know anybody like this, I'm one of them, by the way. Go find somebody. Go find somebody like this, because if not, you're wasting your time, whether it's online or offline. You need to be surrounded by positive thinkers, productive people. Stay out of the drama game. People who love to chat about drama, it's a waste of time. If you want drama, go watch a soap opera. But don't waste all your time there either. Be productive. Learn something. Because it's just going to make you more powerful as a human being and more useful and helpful to others when the time comes. Seriously, empower yourself. Don't waste most of your life on the circus. All right. Give a gift to someone special. This is another sign of selflessness. Who deserves it, by the way. It doesn't matter how valuable the gift is, as long as it's something that shows others just how much you care about them. So I don't care if it comes from Walmart or a jewelry store. It's the thought that counts. It really is. That's not just a cliche statement. It really is a thought that counts. A gesture, if you will. So, for example, if your neighbor's feeling sick and you like your neighbor and they like you, offer to mow the lawn for them or do some gardening work. I mean, if you have the time. If you don't have the time, I don't know, maybe you can do a kind gesture and pay somebody to do it for them. Because, you scratch their back, they're going to scratch yours one day. It's not an investment. It's just a sign, a gesture of kindness and caring. So, I like to support people's channels on YouTube, for example, when I'm online. But people who deserve my support, trust me, It's a jungle out there, so be careful who you choose to support, especially if they don't support you back in return. It's not because you're asking this for that. That's not what it's about. It's because if they don't care about you, then why are you even supporting them? I wouldn't want to support somebody who doesn't care about me, and the other way around. So that's just reality. That's the same as a relationship. If you're gonna be the only giver in the relationship and you're not receiving the love that you need, then guess what's gonna happen to that relationship? You guessed it, failure. That's what's gonna happen. So, a relationship is about give and receive, giving and receiving. And even an online relationship with somebody you don't quite know, well, get to know them. You can only get to know them so much, but the same thing. If they don't care about you, then why should you care about them? Plain and simple. And if they hang around people who have disrespected you, don't hang around them because they're being hypocrites by that association. That's just the reality of this world. I mean, otherwise you have no dignity. Think about it. Gifts. We can always give presents, but they come in many forms. All right. The majority of our world is overflowing with lazy, immature, angry, miserable troublemakers of all ages, all generations. Even the elders, yes. It's sad but true. I hate to break it to you. So if you're going to expect selfless behavior from these losers, I hate to break it to you, but it's not going to happen. So just be aware of that. That's the reality that we're dealing with. Our world is now just the worst I believe it's ever been, in my humble opinion. I mean, yeah, that's just the reality. Safe to say. That's my conclusion. That's why we need selfless problem solvers now more than ever. Otherwise, there will be no future, and yes, we are currently on the course for a dystopian reality. A dystopian future is what awaits us all if we don't start paying attention to the problems that need to be solved. And starting with people's behavior. And because right now, if there's no loyalty, commitment, honor, no productivity, collaboration, both online and offline, then everybody's just out for themselves. You'd be surprised, a neighborhood where everybody's just out for themselves. They don't talk to each other. You know how many neighborhoods there are in this world? They don't even talk to each other. They don't even know their neighbor's first name. So our world has changed quite a bit. Now, in different communities and cultures, they know each other's first name and last name, and they could just walk into each other's homes. I'm not talking about those, because those are very few countries and cultures who actually do such things. I'm talking about the Western world, Europe and the Americas. I mean, it's just some more than others, but it's increasing. The amount of selfishness is increasing. It's a worldwide problem at this point. People traveling everywhere. So, it spreads. Learn to collaborate with others who are productive and useful. That keyword, useful. Start to produce your own YouTube videos spreading positive messages. So if you don't know how to do videos, learn how to do videos. Learn how to do live streams. But be brave and proactive. Productive, useful. Don't fall for the drama game. Anybody can do that. Trust me. Anybody can do that. I mean, I would say there's so many YouTubers out there, they just flip on the camera and start ranting and complaining and whining, playing the victim. There's always been way too much of that for many years now. It's really hard to find somebody who's truly productive, so just keep that in mind. So, this has been more or less a reminder to, if you're, to check yourself. Make sure you're not being a selfish person. Be humble, be giving, so that you can enter back into the selfless person that you're supposed to be as a human being. Unfortunately, there's just not enough honorable people these days who are truly giving and who truly care about others. And that's what this stream is all about right here. So, pretty straightforward, nothing too complex. I'm going to go ahead and check the chat, see if there's any sign of intelligent life out there. Let's see if there's sign. Okay, we do have signs of intelligent life. Maria Olivares, welcome to the stream. And C4, welcome. There you go. Hey, cats. Yeah, yeah. There's a stray cat that I give some food to pretty much almost every day. It's fun. Not my pet though. But hey, welcome C4. Welcome Maria. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by. I know we have some connection issues sometimes, but yeah, hope this stream is nice and smooth. And yeah, that's pretty much the end for this stream. I just wanted to really make a point out of the word selflessness. It's a very important word. It's more than just a word. It's behavior. It's the way everybody's supposed to be. Just make sure that your needs are being met as well, because humans need affection, attention, and above all, love. So you can't just be selfless to anybody. That's a key point I want to highlight once again. You can't just go out trusting anybody and being selfless to them. Make sure that they're doing the same in return. It's not a measurement game. It's just a health status. Because if they're selfish and you're selfless, that's an imbalance. It's not going to work. Whatever relationship you want to call that. Friendship, online, offline, relationship, girlfriend, wife, husband. It doesn't matter. It's not going to work. Because one is being abusive and the other is being loving. Love and abuse do not mix. So that's what I wanted to drive home. A very important word, selflessness. All right. So without further ado, here's where I'm going to close the stream. All right. Thank you guys for attending. And we're going to enjoy the rest of the weekend with another show tomorrow. You betcha.